Welcome back, everyone. This is day 6 of the Blue Team Toolkit series. We already covered a lot: Nmap, NSE, firewall evasion, mass scan, and more. Each day, we are going into deeper, real tools used by Blue Teams and SOC Analysts. And today, we are also covering a particular tool called Zmap. Okay, so Zmap is like a very powerful tool, and we are going to discuss about it in this session today. So make sure to check out other playlists on the channel as well, like SOC Analyst L1 series, PubSuit series, PAPT series, and this one Blue Team Toolkit series. If you are into if you are into bug bounty, then from Monday onwards I'm launching a series called Bug Bounty Toolkit series for 90 days. In those 90 days, we are talking about one regular script, one day at a time. So if you want to access those exclusive deep dive labs, member only streams, premium cybersecurity content, so join the channel membership. You get access to advanced tutorials that are not available publicly. Okay, so let's start day 6 with Zmap. Okay, so first, let me welcome you all. My name is Sumit Jain, and I'm the host of this series. You are watching this series on a Zero Day Vault YouTube channel. So this is a little bit about me. I have 11 plus years of experience in ethical hacking, VAPT or red team operations, and specialize in blue or red team operations, threat detection, and incident response. Okay, so now let's talk about Zmap. So what is Zmap actually? It is known as fast internet scanner, a single packet probing. So what it means, what it looks like, what are the commands, everything we are going to talk about in this session. Okay, so first we need to learn about what Zmap is actually. So Zmap is an open source internet scale network scanner created for research and measurement. It allows you to scan entire IPv4 ranges extremely fast, focusing on single packet props. So think of Zmap as a focused version of mass scan. If you didn't watch the previous video, so pause this right here and watch the previous video of mass scan guide and then come back later here. So scan like it Zmap scans one port at a time, but at massive scale. So extremely fast and lightweight, or designed for exposure discovery, used in cloud audits, external scannings, or academic research. Okay, so unlike Nmap, which does deep enumeration, Zmap is built for speed and visibility. So that's why the Zmap is widely used in the industry. Now, why the blue team like you, why you should use or why you should learn about Zmap? So see, Zmap as defenders, Zmap basically helps you in some ways like Nmap cannot, because it can scan huge networks in seconds. So blue team uses Zmap for to detect exposed service publicly uh, audit cloud infrastructures like AWS, Azure, GCP, identify misconfigured or forgotten assets, validate firewall and ACL rules, detect unauthorized services, run periodic parameters scan, track shadow unknown assets. So in short, JADMAP gives you instant visibility to your entire attack surface. So that's why the use of ZMAP is essential. That's why we are talking about ZMAP here in this series. Okay, so in today's session, we are going to discuss everything about Zmap, how you can install it in your system, how you can run the command, how you can use some other options that comes with Zmap. Okay, so let's see the installation part. So like if we talk about how Zmap works first, so Zmap sends stateless probes based on like in Zmap there are some probe modules. You can launch TCP SYN scan, you can launch ICMP echo scan or UDP scan. So custom packet crafting is also there. High speed scanning is also there. Scan one port at a time across all the massive ranges. So these are all like how this particularly the Zmap works. Okay. So now if we talk about like how you can install it in your system, so there are two methods. Using these two methods you can install it in your system. So if you are using Kali Linux or any Debian based Linux distro, then you can install it with the help of apt package manager, right? So the command will be sudo apt install Zmap. And if you do not want to install with the package manager and want to install with the source code, so then you have to go to the GitHub and then search for the Zmap. You can find the repositories over there. After that, you can clone it and then you can use those commands sequentially. So let me show you if it is installed in my system or not. So I'm going to switch to my Kali Linux and see. So now if you see it here, I run the command sudo apt install Zmap and it is just installing the Zmap and the dependencies, and it is the size is this, and then it is downloading, unpacking or setting up and processing. Okay, now if you run like Zmap, so it is now available in your system. So this method is like easy, you can use it. But if you don't want to use that, then you need to go to GitHub, search for like Z GitHub repository. Then this is sorry Zmap it is. Then this is the GitHub repo. Now you need to clone it and then you can use it. Okay. Now, if we talk about the very first command of Zmap, like how you can use it. So let's see the commands. So this is the very first command, like basic scan. So like the if you are familiar with the Nmap or the mass scanner, if you haven't watched out the previous videos, so you know like common techniques are the same. In Nmap also you are using port -p for defining the port number and then your target. In mass scan you are also using that, right? Zmap is also using the same options. So if you want to scan the port number 80, like the single port on a particular target or an IP range, so you can provide your target like this, like Zmap, then -p, then port number, whatever port number you want to scan, and then your range or subnet or IP or large subnet, whatever you have as a target, you can provide it here. So when you run this command, it basically sends by default SYN packets. Okay, and then it basically when the host basically return responses, it check that and then give you the output. So let's see how the output will be given. So I'm running Zmap on my local network, so via providing -p, then scanning on port number 80, then providing the output. So this will be my subnet, and let's see, I'm providing the subnet, and see what is it is saying. Zmap by default, Zmap IP will output the unique IP addresses of host that respond successfully. example SIM acknowledge packet. This is equivalent to running Zmap with the following flags. Output, okay, we have to provide the output flag as well. So now we got a warning. Zmap is currently using the default block list located at this, okay, and this block list excludes locally scoped network. Okay, so basically in the default, a block list configuration file is there. You can check it out on this location, and in that file, the this range is excluded, like we cannot scan it. So if you want to scan, then you have to change the default location configuration file. Okay, we will change it. And then we got a info like response deduplication method is full, and then block list, so no address are visible to scan. Okay, so first we need to modify the file, because a block list file, basically blacklisting or block list file is there, and in that file some default local networks are scoped as out of scope. So I'm trying to provide a local network, so that's why the scan is not done. But if I provide the private network, suppose if I provide it look like this, then the scan, okay, what is now, let's first provide the modify the file. So going to the directory, this is this one configuration file. So opening with sudo, let's open with vim and block list. So these all are the blocked. Now let's remove my network from it. So removing the entire class C. Let's modify it. I'm removing the entire class C ranges, the private class C ranges. Okay, so now in the list we have software addresses, class A, localhost address, class B, and then others. Okay, now let's save it. So when you save the file, clear your terminal, go to the home directory, and I'm opening my terminal again for the font size issues. Now let's run the Zmap again. So Zmap, now see if we provide my network. Okay, again we are getting an error. So why we are getting this error? Could not open device ETH0. You don't have permission to perform this capture on that device. Why? If we provide it with sudo, okay, now it is running, and if any of the response we receive, we will get the result, right? So that's how you can basically scan a range of IPs with the help of Zmap. Are you getting it, my point? It's very easy, like similarly like mass scan, similar like nmap, you can use it. Now if we talk about some more commands of Zmap, So there are some more commands that you can use. Okay, so see, if you want to control the rate limitation, so you have to add a option called hyphen hyphen rate, and then you can provide the rate number. So right now I have given 1 lakh, but you can reduce it according to your need, and the same options like P for port number and the again then your target. So it basically limit your packet per second. The default rate is extremely high, so we are basically controlling the scan rate with the help of hyphen hyphen rate. And this is extremely important if you are testing some production servers, some cloud servers, or some business targets. So limiting your scanning rate will be most important thing. Then for the output format, so you can store the output in different files format. So if you want to store the output in text format, you can use the option O for storing the output in txt format. If you want a JSON output, then you have to add a flag called hyphen F and then JSON and then hyphen O results.json. And if you want a CSV output, then you have to provide or use that command. So that command is written here, right? So if let's quickly recap this. This is the simple command, the basic command. If you want to scan a single port with the range of IPs, then you can provide your target like this. If you want to limit your packets, then you can use hyphen hyphen rate and then provide a number of range, basically like how many packets you want for per second. And then if you want to store the output, then you can use those options. So normally if you need the output in text format, but if you need like in JSON or CSV, then you can use the other options. Now the blacklisting part. So see, if you want to exclude some important systems that like do not perform when you run the scan, they will do not perform via Zmap. So you can create a file called blacklist.conf, configuration file basically, and you will use a option called hyphen hyphen blacklist hyphen file. And when you provide the file path, so the targets that are stored in this configuration file will be blacklisted. You will not able to scan those blacklisted target, just like the default block list configuration file contains some of the private IP addresses. So I'm not able to scan those systems, right? Those targets, those ranges, those CIDRs or those subnet, right? So if you want to exclude anything, like if you have a list of targets, like suppose you have 10,000 targets, but you want like 100 targets would not be scanned, you want to exclude them, then you can create a configuration file called blacklist.conf. The name can be anything, but do not forget to use the option hyphen hyphen blacklist hyphen file. And then when you run your command again against your targets, so those specific blacklisted target will not be scanned. So if you want to blacklist some IP ranges, then we can create a file called blacklist.conf and then use the option hyphen hyphen blacklist hyphen file. Okay, so let me show you how this can be used. See, here suppose you want to exclude something, so first you need to create a file. So I'm providing the file, first creating a file, so blacklist.conf. Now you can provide the IP ranges, like you whatever range you do not want to include in your scan. So suppose if I provide like this. Okay, now Let me write again. Okay, now you can use the Zmap -p, and suppose I am scanning again on different port, hyphen blacklist -file, and then you can provide the file name, which is blacklist conf, and then your target, which is suppose like this. So in total number of ranges, I exclude 192.168.1.0, the whole subnet of one, right? So when you use it, sorry, it is saying unrecognized option. Now the scan will be performed. So single hyphen is there. Okay. Now moving on. Similarly, if you want to whitelist something, right? Similarly, like blacklisting, if you want to whitelist something, then you can also use the option called this. So this is useful for internal scanning, right? If you want to whitelist some IP ranges, so you can provide the options like this: Zmap -p single hyphen. I mistyped it here, so there is not double hyphen, single hyphen whitelist file, and then a configuration file that contains the list of IP addresses that you want to include in your scan. The previous command is for exclude purpose, but this command is for including purpose. Okay, this for exclude purpose, this is for include purpose. Now the probe modules, Zmap also comes with a functionality called probe modules. So probe modules basically decide or define what packets Zmap sends. So by default it sends the TCP SYN packets, but if you want to change the packets, then you can use Zmap probe modules. So common modules that are available in Zmap is TCP SYN scan, that is the default, ICMP echo scan, UDP, or banner grabs. But banner grabs, you can use it via zgrab extension, but the other through UDP or ICMP echo scan, you can use it. So if you want to list all the modules that comes with Zmap, so you can use this command, Zmap space -list -module. Using that command, the Zmap will list all the modules available in the Zmap tool, and then you can use it. So let's see how this works. So first we are going to list all the modules. So I'm going to check what modules we have available in the tool. So we are using the command zmap -list and then modules. I think single option here. So no modules available. Let me recheck the command if we have anything for module list. Capital P is also there. Listing. Okay, this is the command -list -probe -modules. So the command I'm using is wrong. The command is zmap -list -probe -module, and it is not displaying anything. Okay, so these are the props we have that are available in Zmap. We can launch the TCP SYN scan, we can launch SYN ACK scan. We can launch ICMP echo scan, ICMP echo time scan, UDP scan, NTP scan, UPnP, DNS, IP. So these all are the probes available. Now you can include those probes in your scanning. If you do not want to send the SYN packet on your targets, you want to scan your target with some different methods. So if suppose if you want to use UDP scan, or you want to use SYN ACK scan, so you can use those probe modules. Now, if we talk about the commands for these probe modules, then for the commands, you need to see this. So this is the simple option, ICMP echo scanning. So suppose you want to use the ICMP echo scan probe module. So you have to provide the probe module. The command will be zmap hyphen probe hyphen module equals to ICMP echo scan underscore echo scan, then provide the port number and then the range. So here the ICMP underscore echo scan will be changed. Suppose you want to launch the UDP, then provide UDP here. You want to provide TCP SYN ACK, then use it here. So in this ICMP echo scan, it discover live hosts. It is useful when all the ports are blocked, or when ports are blocked, so particularly used to bypass the filter. The next command is for UDP scanning. So you can see I only changed it in the probe module name, just providing the UDP instead of ICMP echo. So the UDP scanning is useful for DNS, SNMP, and DHCP based networks. Now, if we talk about the real world use cases for blue teams, so see, this particular Zmap tool which we talk today, so like this is a very small tool, or like not used that much, or not recognized that much in the industry. You always heard about Nmap. Whenever someone asks about network mapping tool, so everyone says, or everyone pick a particular tool called Nmap. But Nmap has its own capabilities. But suppose if you have a large number of targets and you want to scan those targets very fast, then we need some additionally available tools that provide that, or that has that much fast capability to scan your target, right? So that's why we, in this series, we are covering Zmap or mass scan. Otherwise, for normal networks, you can do your work with the help of Nmap. And Nmap is far better than these two, because contains or having multiple options, multiple things. You can discover multiple things with the help of Nmap. But if you have a list of targets and the targets are like too much, then you can use these Zmap or mass scan. So the real world use cases for the blue teams is for Zmap is like you discover open SSH ports, you can check some exposed databases, right? You can detect weak TLS endpoints, you can check for cloud assets, you can find some risky internet facing servers, you can validate the patching on firewall changes. So these all are the things you can use it in the SOC or blue team. Now if we talk about like some safe practices whenever you are using Zmap, so always use hyphen rate, because with that option you can prevent the overload, you can limit the packets, and also slow down your scan. Never scan .0.0.0.0/0 without authorization, because if you are using this, then the entire IPv4 network will be scanned, and if you do not have the authority, then never scan. Maintain blacklist for critical infrastructure. The configuration file of blacklisting target, or you can maintain it. Like if you have some critical infrastructure, then you can provide them in the blacklist. So during your scan, those particular targets will not be picked. Run scans during maintenance windows. So when your maintenance time is or when your maintenance is scheduled, do not run on your particularly your scan on that time. Log scans for compliance. So always use those logs for compliance purpose. Now, if we compare side by side these three tools, Zmap, Mass Scan, or Nmap, then the speed, Zmap is very fast, Mass Scan is very fast, but Nmap has normal speed. The scan type, Zmap only scan one port at a time. Using Mass Scan, we can scan multiple ports at a time, but in Nmap we have many options. Like that depends on you how much port you want, how you want to scan the target. Accuracy, so Zmap is good, Mass Scan is good, but the Nmap has the best accuracy. If we talk about the use cases, then Zmap is particularly used for internet wide measurements, Mass Scan is used for discovery, and Nmap is used for enumeration. If we talk about the scripts, so in Zmap there are no scripts available. In Mass Scan there are no scripts available, but in Nmap, yes, there are scripts available for vulnerability, that is known as NSE, Nmap scripting engine, right? So Zmap is particularly giving you many things. If you want to scan some basic scanning with the option -p, if you want to launch or save the output, the probing methods. So I'm going to show you one by one more time. So this is the installation. You can install it with simple apt install the tool name. Then you can launch the basic scan, right, with that command -p 80 and then your target. So provide the subnet, because that's why we are using Zmap. So it scan basically the large networks. Then if you want to control your scan, so providing the rate limitation, and for that you are using the option -rate. Then for saving the output, you are using the option -o, and then storing the output in different format. So if your format is text, then you can simply provide the command like this. But if you want to store the output in JSON format, then you have to use another option called -f. Then if you want to exclude some IP ranges, so you can create a blacklisting file, a blacklisting configuration file, and then can provide that file with the help of hyphen blacklist hyphen file, and then your target. So those target that is particularly stored in this configuration file will not be scanned, right? And if you want to include something, so you can create a whitelist configuration file as well. So if you provide some targets in that file, so during a scan those will be picked, those will not be excluded. So if you want to include something, use this one, and if you want to exclude something, then use this one. Now the probe module, so probe module basically define what Zmap sends, like what type of packet. So the default is TCP SYN scan, but there are plenty of other modules available: ICMP echo scan, TCP SYN ACK scan, UDP scan, IP UPnP, right? So you can use it. If you want to check all the modules, like what particular modules you have with the Zmap, so the command is -list probe modules. Okay, so the command is wrong here, so let me modify it. This one is -probe, and here is one more thing wrong, is this is not double hyphen, this is the single hyphen. Okay, so this is the command to list all the modules with probing. So Zmap -list probe modules. And when you want to use any of the probing method, you can use the option -probe module and equals to and the module name. So whatever module name you find with that command, you can use it here, and then provide the port number, the subnet or the range of IPs. So it basically discovers live hosts If you want to launch UDP scan, then the option probe module and then the uh, probe module name UDP will be provided. This is the case of real world use cases for blue teams. So we can detect many things. We can detect TLS endpoints, check for cloud assets, find some internet facing servers, can check or can find exposed databases, right? And these are some safe scanning practices. So always use rate limitations. Never scan a .0.0.0.0 without authorization. Maintain the blacklist file, like exclude target exclusion, right? And then you can scan during maintenance windows, and you can logs your scan for the compliance purpose. So this is the tool Zmap, like a very short tool. That's why I didn't include that much in this stream. The next tool will be Shodan, because Shodan is like a very much important tool, a search engine specifically, that is very useful. So in the next session we will be learning about Shodan, the concepts of Shodan, how you can use the Shodan to discover assets, uh, internet based devices, IoT devices, and many more things. So if you are enjoying the series, make sure you also check the other series that are available, and don't forget, join the channel membership to unlock the advanced premium content related to VAPT or penetration testing. So this is the day 6, and in the next session we are going to talk about one more tool. And I'm also launched the next series, which is bug bounty toolkit series. So that will be start from next Monday. We will be talking about a single script in a day, and then we will read 90 scripts in 90 days. So those scripts will basically improve your bug bounty game, your pen testing game, your exploitation game, your recon game, your scanning game, right? So you can schedule your time, you can watch that video as well. So hopefully you like the video. Make sure subscribe the channel if you haven't, and thanks for joining the day 6 of Zmap. I'm see you in the next one. So let's see some comments now. Sunil Kumar, hi Sunil, फुल टाइम बग बाउंटी कर सकते हैं क्या? यस, व्हाई नॉट? If you have the proper skill, proper knowledge, proper skill set, then why not? But full-time bug bounty needs some patience. So you have to be patient, you have to be skilled, you have to read a lot, you have to hunt on targets regularly. So then you can make a full-time bug bounty career. Prashant, hello Prashant. Bug bounty tool is necessary for SOC analyst? No. In SOC analyst, there is no need for bug bounty tools. Yeah, if you have a government job and you have the skills of testing the applications, then you can pursue. Any new comment or anything you want to ask me? Yes, you can, but it needs practice, it needs skills. Like you need to learn a lot, you need to read a lot, because in bug bounty you need to be like expert, or like you need to read about networking, you need to read about operating system, Linux, or ethical hacking concepts, the bash scripting, Python scripts, Go scripts. So this needs some time, patience, practice, passion, right? So you can do it, but if you have that patience, if you have that skill set, if you have that time, then only pursue it. Otherwise you are not able to, like, you will start it, but you are not able to continue it. Any new queries, new questions? Okay, I'm not seeing anything new here. So thank you everyone for joining the stream. I hope you like the video. Do not forget to join the next stream when we talk about Shodan, a tool with which basically helps you to discover the internet assets, cloud assets, IoT devices, and many things more. So how you can use Shodan in an effective way, find out informations. So for that, watch the next live, and do not forget to subscribe the channel, click on, turn on the bell icon so you will not miss any the new video. And if you like the video, make sure you like it and share it with your network, your college groups, your WhatsApp groups, wherever you can. The little support is always appreciated. So thank you guys for joining in. See you in the next session. Stay happy, stay secure, learn today, lead tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.